Northbound. Stop! Stop!
Okay.
Stop! Stop!
Over a year has passed since the tragic incident where Patrick Lyoya lost his life after being shot by former Grand Rapids police officer Christopher Schurr during a routine traffic stop. This event sent shockwaves throughout Grand Rapids, leaving a family without a son, the community shaken, and the police department facing a need for significant introspection. Today, we're revisiting this unforgettable case, reviewing what's unfolded over the past year and a half. It all began on a damp April morning when Patrick Lyoya, a 26-year-old immigrant from Congo, was stopped by Christopher Schurr, then a GRPD officer. The stop was due to a mismatch between Lyoya's license plate and the car's registration. Lyoya's behavior was erratic. He exited his vehicle, seemingly trying to escape. Subsequent toxicology reports would reveal his blood alcohol level was 3 times over the legal limit. A struggle broke out, and Schurr grappled with Lyoya, who made a grab for the officer's taser. In the chaos, both men fell, and Schurr shot Lyoya once in the back of the head, ending his life instantly. Here is the timeline of what has happened since. April 4th, 2022. Schurr was suspended with pay while Michigan State Police conducted an investigation, a standard procedure. The community was on edge, demanding immediate access to the incident's video footage. April 9th, 2022. Citizens held a march and vigil in Lyoya's memory. Lyoya's father, speaking in Swahili, conveyed his profound grief. "Right now I'm bleeding, I'm hurt." April 13th, 2022. The police video was finally released, and Grand Rapids' new police chief, Eric Winstrom, made it public only 25 days into his role.
I've made the decision to charge Christopher Schurr with 1 count of second-degree murder.
April 14th to 22, 2022. Protests erupted, lasting several days. The Lyoya family's attorneys, including famed civil rights lawyer Ben Crump, demanded justice, openly condemning the officer's actions. On April 22nd, friends and family bid farewell to Patrick Lyoya. Reverend Al Sharpton gave the eulogy. June 9th, 2022. Prosecutor Chris Becker charged Schurr with second-degree murder, a charge leading to a potential life sentence. June 15th, 2022. Christopher Schurr was officially fired from the GRPD. October 31st, 2022. Schurr's lawyers unsuccessfully attempted to have the charge dropped. The trial was set. December 26th, 2022. The Lyoya family announced a civil lawsuit against both the city of Grand Rapids and Christopher Schurr, a fight for justice that resonated widely. March 7th, 2023. Marking his first year in the department, Police Chief Winstrom shared new policies inspired by Lyoya's death, including improved training and a focus on de-escalation techniques. The following timeline chronicles the investigation, public reaction, legal proceedings, and ongoing developments in this heart-wrenching case. Schurr's trial stands out, marking a rare instance of a Michigan police officer facing murder charges. The defense insists that Schurr acted as he was trained. In Michigan, prosecutor Christopher Becker has announced that a Caucasian police officer who fatally shot a refugee from Congo was formally charged with murder on Thursday. Officer Christopher Schurr fired at 26-year-old Patrick Lyoya during a routine traffic stop in Grand Rapids approximately 2 months prior. This charge was initiated after an independent forensic examination revealed that Lyoya had been shot at close range in the back of his head. The elements of second-degree murder are relatively simple.
First, there was a death done by the defendant. And then when the killing occurred, the defendant had one of these 3 states of mind: an intent to kill, an intent to do great bodily harm, or the intent to do an act that the natural tendency of that act would be to cause death or great bodily harm. And finally, that the death was not justified or excused, for example, by self-defense.
First, there was a death done by the defendant, and then when the killing occurred, the defendant had one of these 3 states of mind: an intent to kill, an intent to do great bodily harm, or the intent to do an act that the natural tendency of that act would be to cause death or great bodily harm, and finally that the death was not justified or excused, for example, by self-defense. At the press briefing, Becker conveyed that Schurr had voluntarily surrendered to the police and was scheduled for arraignment on the following Friday. The tragic death of Lyoya has provoked his family's anger and sparked demonstrations by advocacy groups, including the BLM organization, presently under examination for issues related to donor fund mismanagement. They criticized the incident as a display of excessive and unwarranted lethal force by law enforcement against young black males. The authorities made public the body camera footage from the incident, which CopCam will now share with you in its uninterrupted entirety, showcasing Lyoya exiting his vehicle on a wet street, inquiring, "What did I do?" as the officer demanded his driving license and instructed him to return to his car. You will notice that Lyoya initially seems to obey. He then shuts the car door and tries to depart, warding off the officer's efforts to restrain him.
What do you want?
The plate doesn't belong on this car. Do you have a license or no? Do you have a driver's license?
Yes.
Where is it at?
It's in the car.
Get it for me.
What do you want?
The plate does not belong on this car.
After a brief pursuit on foot, a physical altercation occurs on a lawn involving a struggle over the officer's stun gun, culminating in Lyoya being shot. Here is that footage.
No, no, no. Stop, stop. Put your hands right. Stop. 1915, got one running. Northbound. Stop. Stop.
Okay.
Stop. Stop.
Okay.
Get your hands behind your back.
Okay.
Hands behind your back. Get your hands behind your back.
Okay.
1950, 74 cars.
Okay.
Stop.
Okay.
Stop resisting.
What do you do to him?
Let go of the taser.
The body cam is now on the ground once reactivated. It captured the scene as responders attempted emergency life-saving procedures. Prosecutor Becker expressed his desire that his choice to bring charges against Schurr would convey the message, quote, that we take this case seriously. He also mentioned that in Michigan, a conviction for second-degree murder could lead to a life sentence with the option for parole. In the recent incident involving Officer Christopher Schurr and Patrick Lyoya, one crucial aspect that's sparking significant debate is Lyoya's actions during the encounter. The released body camera footage clearly shows Lyoya stepping out of the car, resisting arrest and running, and even grappling with the officer over his stun gun. This sequence of events has led to a contentious question. Did Lyoya's actions of running away and resisting arrest place the officer in immediate danger? And if so, was the use of lethal force justified in this situation? This incident raises complex questions about law enforcement protocols, self-defense, and the appropriate use of force, but also in the ever more rising situation of suspects fighting and resisting officer arrest, sometimes leading to unfortunate endings. We want to know your thoughts, so please share your opinions and insights in the comments below. Let's engage in a respectful and thoughtful discussion about this critical issue.